Chihuahua.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Rise and shine.
It's butt whipping time.
Any triple in the series? Yes. I almost would have bet no triple plus 125.
That's a good. I would bet that. That's a good bet.
I am gonna bet that for sure, 100%.
Because how often does a triple happen? And two, most of the time it's just someone taking a base on a throw.
This is my favorite bet in the entire World Series.
I do like that.
No triples in the World Series plus 125. That's my favorite bet in the entire World Series.
A few moments later.
Think about three as Verdugo can't play it cleanly. Freeman's into third. A base hit turns into three. Yeah! Who's retarded now? Yeah!
Did that go the way you thought it was going to go? Nope.
Never going to financially recover from that.
How impressive is that to you?
Really impressive.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. So, just go ahead on your soliloquy, but I just don't agree with that.
Hello? You play to win the game.
Oh, hell, Ricky, I was high when I said that.
Look, you gotta shut the fuck up. That plays.
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
Second place of all of college football. You need to think of it that way. You need to think of it that way.
Game on! Game on! Game on!
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Game On. This is Pump the Brakes. I am your host, Cricket from sportspicks.logos.com, and joining me, as always, my co-host, Heavy Steps. How we doing today, sir?
What's going on? I just put something together as we were starting the show. I got two nieces who live with me, and they both were trying to tell me that they wanted to show me something downstairs, and I said, I gotta hop online. I gotta work. And they said, okay, afterwards. Well, I just noticed I have two little friends in the background here.
Oh, let's go, man. I see them back there hanging out. Yeah.
You see them? So I got the two little elves back there. Looks like one's happy and one's beans, but I don't know which one's which. So I just thought that was funny because they're literally sitting in the background right now.
That's awesome, bro.
They just sneak on the TV.
Tis the season, sir. Tis the season.
Right. So I'll have to definitely show it back on the replay to them that they made TV.
You sound like a great uncle, man. I was talking to ST14 fan about this just a little bit ago. We were sitting there and I was like, we're probably only going to go about an hour, maybe a little bit more than that tonight. Steps got something he got to do, get to his nieces. What do you got to go tonight? What you got going on?
Yeah, they have like a little Christmas. It's like a art thing, fair thing, Christmas decorations where like essentially what happens is the kids decorate things during class at school, and then one night they have like food trucks and whatnot, even though it's cold, and they sell the decorations. Yeah. It's like little ornaments and stuff like that. So
man, you sound like you
got to support.
You sound like a good punkle, man.
Well, listen, here's my strategy. I don't have any kids myself, right? When I get older, somebody's got to take care of me. So
that's fair, bro.
I got to be good to somebody. So I'm good to those two. So hopefully, whenever I'm in Depends and, shit myself later in life, they're right there to clean it up.
Hey, man, we all going to need some of those folks, man, for sure. What up, Dirk? How you doing, man? He says, game on. Well, let's start the show off with this, Stephs, because your Eastern Michigan Eagles got a big signing yesterday on signing day, bro.
That's right.
And look at this. Noah Niga has committed to the Eastern Michigan Eagles, man. You going to get your jersey, bro?
Listen, when you're a big donor, you can make things happen. So I had to pick the phone up, make a few calls. I had to throw a few $100 bills. We didn't get up in thousands. We don't have to go there in Eastern Michigan.
Right. Eastern Michigan, don't have to throw that much money around.
But we got our guy. So yeah, I'm on the train. Maybe I'll make an appearance next year at a game, since now I'm a huge donor to Eastern Michigan football. And we all know I'm their number one supporter. I'm their number one backer. And I probably bet them more than anybody else in the United States of America last season.
You probably did. I can't imagine anyone else. Maybe a kid that's in school there. Maybe. What up, Buku? How you doing, sir? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Y'all's comments already starting on you and Elio and all that stuff. I'm like, man, it starts, bro. The memes for this guy are going to be endless internet gold for decades.
Just like, does it suck to be him, or does it? I don't know. I don't know.
Whatever, dude. This guy's viral, man. He was viral months ago.
I mean, how many times in life has someone like read off his name and just was like,
dude, like before every Eastern Michigan game, they're going to have like group sessions with all the broadcasters and stuff. Be like, look, let's go down through these and make sure everyone understands how to pronounce these names.
Yeah. I'd like to see him on, have you seen Key and Peele where he was on Rich Eisen and they gave him a list of names that he had to do on the spot. I'd love to see what he would do with that one.
Oh, bro, he'd probably just hand him the sheet back. He's a recruit. Dirt. He's coming out of high school. We actually talked about him a couple months ago on the morning show, man, when we first found out about this cat. And but yeah, no, he has found a home up there at Eastern Michigan with Steps Eagles, bro.
That's right, baby.
Maybe
we'll get him on the podcast.
I would love that. Noah, you have an invite anytime, sir. We would love to hear all about it. Apparently our guy's a stud, man.
Yeah. Don't make me pull out a couple, $100 bills.
I'm just saying, man.
You
you have an invite anytime, Noah. Anytime, sir. Good afternoon to you, Mont. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Well,
so here's what's going to happen here. We're going to kind of forget about him. Well, we won't forget about him because we'll talk about him all the time on the show.
Absolutely.
But a lot of people are going to forget about this guy, and then 2 years from now, he's going to show up because he's going to be transferring probably from Eastern Michigan
to Michigan.
To Michigan, and then we're going to do this all over again.
Whatever, dude. We'll have jerseys by then.
Yeah.
you could probably if you wouldn't have bet so much money on him this year, you probably could have bought one.
I know, right? They took all my money. I donated it. I looked at it. Donate.
That's fair, man. That's fair. Well, let's we're gonna talk a little bit. Let's talk. I want to get your opinions on this tonight because we do got to talk about this NFL game, and then we're gonna get into college football, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit. I can have a reasonable conversation with you about it.
I won't poke the bear.
So no, well, we're gonna talk about it. I've cooled off, man.
Okay,
I've cooled off. I've done my. I'll tell you what, those steps. It is making me want to dedicate my life to coming up with a system that helps us figure this out easier.
Listen, this is a safe space, Cricket. Okay, anything you say here will be taken lighthearted. You know what I'm saying? I won't poke the bear. We can have any conversation you want to have. This is a safe space. So it's not like the morning show, where William can sometimes, and then he even had to rub salt in the wound by clipping it and putting it up on X. I was like, dude. And then he just, before he did it, he had to say he was sorry. But then he was like, boom, here it is.
I don't give it. I ain't ashamed of anything I say, man. I'll tell
you. It's good entertainment.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll get to all that, Landfall. We're going to talk about all that here in a little bit. We're going to cover the NFL game first, and then we'll jump into college football and our opinions. And I got a little chaos bracket for y'all, man, in case chaos takes place this weekend, what we think the 12-team playoff might wind up looking like if some teams that are favorites do not wind up winning this weekend. So we'll see.
You should have filled out your own bracket so we could have compared it.
Mine?
Yeah, where is the cricket bracket?
I have one. I have one. We'll get there. We'll get to all that, man. Let's talk about the NFL game first. But it's a pretty good one. We got a pretty good one tonight on Thursday Night Football,
right?
Man. Couple of juggernauts up there from the NFC North. This is a solid division, bro. But three real good teams in this division right here.
Yeah.
Detroit Lions -3 at home tonight, -115, +3 for the Packers at -105, +140 for Green Bay on the money line, -166 for Detroit. And this total keeps going up steps.
Whoa.
I took under 51.5, and I'm kicking myself right now.
I did the same thing. I'm on the same. I have 3 units on under 51.5.
It's already up to 52.5. Juice to the under a little bit, -112 there. Lay it on me, man. Why does this line keep going up, bro? It's scaring me too.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't you bet the over? Detroit's been a freaking powerhouse. They're like what? They've won like 9 straight or something. I don't know, but also they have all their wins have not been come by more than 3 points, and this line's 3. So I don't know, man. I liked the under. Primetime unders have hit, but these two offenses, if they could get going, and it's in Detroit, correct? So we're playing indoors, so we don't have to worry about any type of weather or whatnot. I went to the under just because I'd love to bet Detroit, but I've been betting Detroit, and I'm just afraid. Yeah, I think the Packers is the side a lot of people are taking, but I feel like
don't tell me that. I don't want to be on those people's side.
I see a lot of it. I do. I think it's the sharp side. I think it's the.
If all them other people are taking it, it ain't.
Well, I just follow sharps. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
When I
well, if
say
you
all
call
other
on
people,
only
it's
sharks now.
sharks.
Okay. You didn't say that now. You said a lot of other
Yes.
people. You didn't say a lot of other shark people.
All right.
Man.
When I say other people, it's a majority of just action of most of their experts, the videos, the articles, the
we're not
expert picks and
talking
whatnot.
your every average Tom, Dick, and Harry, man. We're not
No. So, but I mean, you will probably see it's obviously only one game tonight, right? And then you've got a Green Bay Packer team that's a huge public team that's probably going to be heavily bet by some Johns out there that are going to throw their $5 on it.
Fair enough.
But I think the people who are throwing $100 on it, they're probably backing the Packers tonight. But at what point in time do you not? I mean, the Detroit's just been a machine. I don't know, man. That's why I just can't. I can't.
But
pick
it's
a side here.
it's still that's what my thing. Detroit's been a machine, but it's still the damn NFL. And now you're playing against a division rival in a big time game here. That's another really good football team. Like eventually you got to drop. I understand that, but eventually you got to drop one, right? Like it's not like playing.
I don't know. Does the Dan Campbell team do that? You know what I mean? Like he's got those guys dialed in.
Yeah,
man.
you may be right, dude. That dude, he may just be different.
Now,
everything so far showed us that he is.
I mean, talent wise, I think that they've proven that they can win that way. It's not like they're overachieving. You know what I'm saying? They're offensively, they've got weapons. I like some props tonight for sure. We'll talk about that.
Let's talk about those in a minute. Yeah.
But yeah, I think with a total of 52, that this is the game where you want to look at some props. Some overs probably, get some touchdowns. So I got a nice little touchdown prop I like tonight. My boy, going back to the well with Jameson. So
okay.
He's been getting a lot of targets lately in his last two games. He's got 9 targets and 11 targets, and I think he scored in 3 of his last 5 games. Did not score last week, did he?
I don't think he did last week.
Don't think so.
He is so fast, bro.
I know, and you can get him at plus 200. It has been bet a little bit because it was plus 240 yesterday, so it's down to about plus 200. So he's my favorite anytime touchdown scorer tonight.
Okay, I like Jaden Reed tonight, man. I feel like Jaden Reed always shows up big time in these division games like this. But a prop I do like tonight, man. You got Romeo Doubs out tonight. I like Christian Watson over 3.5 receptions.
I like his receiving yards.
You like his receiving yards?
Yeah.
I don't like that the damn line keeps going up for that. I bet it at plus 110. It keeps going. It plus 115. Then went to plus 120.
I'll tell you why it's going up, because Chad Corner, the number one freaking prop guy, as soon as he gives a prop out, the line drops like 5 points or 5 yards or whatever. So
does he like the under?
No, he actually likes Christian Watson's. He laddered it. He likes it up to 80 yards.
Okay.
So, I mean, why not take it at, what is it at right now?
You can get 51.5 on his receiving yards at minus 125.
So at this point, you might as well just go to the at least receiving yards and just go up to where you can maybe get even money. If you just want to play it safe. If you don't want to play it safe, bet, ladder it up.
Oh, dude, they have changed it up. DraftKings done an update. They changed it up on me, man. This is how we do our ladders over here now. You got your little clicker. So 60 plus is plus 115, 70 plus 170, 80 plus 240. What if he just goes off? Let's just take him all the way out steps for all the receiving yards.
You saw what Jerry Jeudy did, and a lot of people aren't going to get behind Watson. He hasn't done much really this year, has he? He's kind of been quiet as far as that. Reed and Dobbs have been getting a lot of the looks. So I think who you said Dobbs is out.
Yes, he is out tonight. What up,
so
how you doing, man?
I think Watson plays well against the type of defense Detroit plays. That's what I read. So I like that Watson laddered up.
Man, I'm just gonna ladder all of it. Just ladder the receptions, the yards, smothered, covered, all that stuff. Steps.
I actually parlayed. I'm gonna lose the under because I'm an idiot. But I took Watson's over 51, whatever his yards was at the time earlier, with Williams anytime touchdown and under 52.5, and I got plus 1,037.
Okay. I got one I put in earlier. I went with the under for the game, under 51.5, which you can get 52.5 now. But I went with the under Jaden Reed anytime touchdown, and then the Watson over 3.5 receptions. We're gonna build a little same game parlay here, Step, since we got so many different options in this one. We'll start it with Christian Watson's 60+ receiving yards.
I also saw some stats on Laporta as like a first half touchdown score. So like all his touchdowns come indoors. They're playing indoors, and all his touchdowns come in the first half, and most of them come at home. So that could be a good look. I think it was like plus 500 when I saw it earlier. I was just gonna ask you about that. What you thought maybe about a Laporta first half touchdown?
I can't trust him, man. I can't trust him right now. I hate it too because I was high on this guy. He was one of my keepers in the one league that you're in with us, and I was really, really high on this guy. It's heavily disappointing this year. Not that it's really his fault. I mean, he's on a team full of a bunch of studs out there, and they haven't had to necessarily look to him. I mean, they're really a run first team. When you think about it, even with all the studs on the outside, all the stud pass guys, they're a run first team. They got a good quarterback that doesn't turn the ball over. But even when he does, he had a game with 5 picks in it, and they won the damn game. So they can win a multitude of different ways. They just didn't really had to use him. So I can't trust him, and I never know what they're going to do with him.
Pete McCormick's my spirit animal. He's in my Twitter DMs telling me this stuff every day, reminding me that we control things. The books don't control things. Don't be scared of the under. If you like the under, take the fucking under. Okay?
He says we
fade it. I don't care if it's moved a point. I don't care.
I've already bet it. I bet it. I'm on 51. I'm on under 51.5, man. I ain't got no choice.
All right.
Yep, I ain't got no choice. So we're fading tight ends this week. Okay.
All right. We'll stay away from Laporta.
Let's see here. He likes Dontavian Wicks, man. He likes him for any time TD score. Let's see we might be able to get a juicy little. Oh, we got to go into the same game parlay. This is so stupid. They're going to make me do the same thing. Go up here, click on same game parlay, put the exact same picks in, but they won't parlay together unless I click on that.
Now that you talk shit about tight ends and stuff, it's going to be a Laporta first touchdown. That's going to happen for sure.
Parlay Laporta first touchdown with Tucker Kraft last touchdown. Just think it.
So Tucker Kraft, that's one of the lines that the odds maker gave out that I told you moved a lot. Like he gave it out. It was at 49.5, I think. And it dropped or 39.5, and it dropped down to like 34.5 5 minutes later. It's like anytime he announces anything, the line drops.
Really? You got that kind of pull, huh?
He does. He's also like the number one fantasy like projector guy.
It's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Dude, that already gives us plus 650 right there. 60+ receiving yards for Christian Watson, Dontavian Wicks touchdown.
I don't know about the Wicks touchdown. Put it with Williams.
I like it, dude. I feel like anytime one of the receivers out, doesn't matter which one. It can be Watson, it can be Reed, it can be Dabbs, it can be any of them. Anytime that one of those dudes is out, I feel like this guy catches a touchdown.
Put it with Williams.
Jameson Williams?
Yep.
You want to take him away?
Yeah, take Wicks away.
David McCormick, I told him so, man. I'm on board with you. I'm gonna bet it with you.
I just want to see what it comes out to.
Where's he at? Oh, wrong one. Changing odds on me. Plus 500. We can add another one in there, man.
Okay.
See, Will said he's on the under. He likes the under Jahmyr Gibbs rushing yards tonight.
I bet we could. Those would be good. 2 good price picks right there.
Yeah, we can't put any prize picks in.
What happened?
Will made us empty the account this morning.
Oh, goodness.
He did. Don't shoot the messenger. He did. He already told me you were going to be upset about it.
It's okay.
But we got a $35 shot at him tonight.
Okay, and that's it?
That's it. We had a $35 shot at him, man.
Okay.
We have gone 2 out of 3 and 3 out of 4 on so many. Then we got a few like 0-4s in there too. So
Trent. Look at what Trent hits like 5-leggers every night. And did you see they just changed things? Now you can do like 6 and 7-leggers on there.
Man,
because you remember it made you flex if you went to 5 automatically. Well, mine did. I don't know. It was weird how yours was different than mine. And it's like gambling is legal in Tennessee, but your prize picks was not as good as my prize picks in Georgia, which it's like
weird, dude.
It's
weird. It's weird. It throws me off. I just bet what they let me bet. I'm like, hell, tell me if I won or not. What if we throw the under 52.5 in with that? James.
I mean, that's pretty much the parlay I put in earlier, right there. I just took Watson as his regular yards, but it wasn't minus 125 when I did that. So,
boom. I think that's a winner, dude. I like it.
I do too.
They're going to score 1,000 points tonight. It's going to be like 35, 32 at the half.
I know. That's why I just leave the under off there, and then you can cheer for the over.
Yeah, nah. Where's the fun in that? We need to sweat, man. We need us to sweat steps. Well, yeah, I think I'm on the Packers tonight, man.
Really?
Yep, I'm gonna take the Packers money line. Take the Packers money line, the under.
So where that line's been going back and forth between 3.5.
Ooh, there you go. Packers money line under 52.5. James Williams anytime TD. Christian Watson 60+ receiving yards plus 4,600. Let's go, dude.
That could hit if Green Bay wins.
Yeah, I know that's the one you got to worry about.
They're on the road too.
Yep.
I don't know, man.
I'm on the Packers tonight. I'm gonna take the Packers money line, and I'm already on the under. I just haven't decided. I've been watching a lot of stuff on this game throughout the day, man, and nobody's really sure. Even the big heads on the big networks and stuff, nobody's really sure what to do in this game.
I know.
They're all kind of leaning. They're all kind of leaning lines, but I feel like there's a lot of hesitation in their voice. So maybe want to jump on the Packers.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the line, you got +3 on the Packers side. I mean, that's pretty much the road advantage that they got. So looks like the books think these teams are pretty even.
I do, based off what I've seen. I mean, Detroit looks like the best team in football, but I'm just one of those guys. It's professional football.
Yeah, I mean, also they might not be even, but division, like all the factors that you put into it, prime time.
Like, I don't think they're going 16-1.
No,
they do have the third toughest schedule going forward after tonight. Yeah, the third toughest schedule remaining.
Yeah, I saw Dan Campbell talk about that. He just was like, I mean, listen, playoffs start now. Playoffs start now. We're gonna get tested.
That dude don't give a shit, man. He's anybody, anytime, anywhere. Don't give a damn.
Yeah.
He'll play in the snow, inside, in the parking lot. It don't matter.
His commercial's great too. When he puts the thing up in front of his face, he's a waiter.
I haven't seen that one, bro.
Yes, you have. Everybody's seen it.
I don't think I have, dude. I don't think I've seen.
I think it's Applebee's.
I don't think I've seen that one, man. I would notice if I seen Dan Campbell's commercial. I also do change the channel when commercials come on.
He's taking orders and he puts the menu up in front of his mouth, like when he's talking to the people, and they're whispering back to him. His coaches put the thing up in front of. Yeah,
I haven't seen that one, Stips. I'm telling you, I haven't seen that. I would remember that, bro.
There's no way you haven't seen it. I think everyone in America, you've subconsciously seen it.
Maybe
everybody in America.
Maybe that's possible. I've got an idea for a show, man.
Okay, hit me.
I think we need Jameis Winston and Marshawn Lynch on a podcast together.
That'd be good. That would
be freaking gold, bro.
That would be good.
When they wound up doing this, y'all remember I told you on December 5th, 2024 at 5:23 p.m. Eastern time that the best thing going would be a podcast with Jameis Winston and Marshawn Lynch.
That would be good. I mean, Marshawn just is Marshawn, man. That guy is who he is, wherever he is. I know, right?
I love that guy, bro. I could hang out with that dude for hours.
What happened to the under?
It went up to 53.
Oh, great.
What up, Supporting? How you doing? Supporting hadn't seen that commercial either, Steps.
Neither has B. McCormick.
You're the only one that's seen that commercial. You're the only
everybody's
one
seen it.
Dan Campbell ain't even made no commercials, but you've seen them already.
I feel like we need to watch a little bit of it now.
No, I don't even want to see it. I don't believe you. God, it's still just going up.
Maybe this is a what is it? Whenever
they play mind games.
Well, like Shazam, Chick-fil-A,
Mandela effect.
Yeah, maybe it's Mandela effect. I thought I saw this, but it doesn't exist. Yes, but there's a guy who has a book that says the other way.
Saying. And Shazam, I totally remember that, dude.
I remember Shazam. I remember Berenstain Bears. 100%.
They'll tell us that never happened. They'll tell us about Kazam and yes, I know there was a Kazam, but there was also a Shazam with fucking Sinbad in it. And I'll go to my grave believing that. And people,
I definitely rented it.
I think so too. Steps. I 100%. When my buddy was telling me about all this one day, a couple years ago, and I was like, no, there is a Shazam. He was like, no, bro, there's not. Totally is. I believe it, man. I believe that's alternate universe stuff or something, man.
Why would it just like so happen to be Sinbad and so many people can agree that they've seen it?
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's that Mandela effect. Man.
I guess so, man. Our minds play tricks on ourselves. I don't know.
Well, to wrap up the NFL game tonight, I'm on the under. I do not know that that's where you want to be. This line keeps going out. This keeps going out. It's probably foolish that we're on this thing indoors, these offenses, but stranger things have happened. I've already bet it, so
we're right.
I think so. Maybe they are just trying to reverse psychology here, make you think it's still driving out. Maybe they're trying to drive more money in on the over. I don't know. I've heard all the talking heads on TV all day talk about the over and how they're going to score 1 million points. Everybody's going to have big games. And I don't like being on those people's sides. I feel like when they tell you on national television all day long that they're just begging you to bet it. So
that's why the under's going to hit cricket.
But I do like Christian Watson props. I like him over on his receptions, 3.5 at plus 120. Steps like a little ladder action up on the receiving yards there. And Jameson Williams anytime TD.
Yep.
I'm riding with B. McCormick. I like that Dontavian Wicks anytime. It's a good one. I feel like this guy scores every time one of these receivers are out. So I'm going to roll with that one, B. McCormick. I like it, man. And I'm on the Packers money line. So that's what we got there. Let's talk about real football, Steps.
All right.
What you think, man?
I think that the Alabama case, I think they have a case.
Let's start here. Let's start right there. Because let's see, what's our Landfall? Our guy Landfall up here. He did ask about that when he came in. Opinion on Miami and Alabama. I don't think it's going to matter, Steps.
What do you mean?
I think that Clemson is going to fool around and beat SMU this weekend. And Clemson is going to fool around and get their automatic bid in this thing. They're going to get a bye and all this stuff. And SMU is going to bump Alabama or Miami, whoever it would be. I think he's going to bump them out.
I'm a big Clemson fan then because I'd rather play SMU than Alabama. You know?
I don't know if that's going to matter either. I'm going to give you a chaos theory. We go ahead. We go ahead and pull it up, man. We can go ahead and pull it up. Here's a chaos theory bracket right here. Let's just say UNLV. And let me remind you, only lost by 5 points to this Boise State team earlier in the season. They also, we know these conference games are funny. It don't matter if it's your field. It may be inclement weather, so weird things can happen. Probably plays in Boise State's favor there. If it's, more of a snowy game, kind of nasty out there, they want Ashton Jeanty running. But Ashton Jeanty was held in check. He had his second lowest rushing total of the game, which is crazy. He ran for 128 yards, and that is his second lowest rushing total in the game this season. It was against his UNLV Rebs, man.
Now, this would definitely not be good for as far as buys go.
And this is a very very real possibility here, Steps.
Clemson doesn't deserve a bye. The only way they're going to be in is because they win their conference championship.
But let's talk about this, okay? This is if Boise State loses. This is if Boise State loses.
I mean, a lot has to happen here.
A lot has to happen here. Boise State has to lose. That's why I said this is a chaos theory bracket.
Yeah.
But if UNLV beats Boise State, UNLV currently sitting at 20 in the rankings. Clemson's at 17. And you got Arizona State and Iowa State at 16 and 15. I think Iowa State's 16, Arizona State 15 or whatever. So Boise State gets beat. Boom, they're out. UNLV doesn't jump any of those three teams because one of these Arizona State, 15 or 16's got to win. And they're going to have another resume building win and all that stuff. So they're going to jump up in there and they're going to wind up, if Boise State loses, they're going to secure one of these buys right here.
I have a question.
Ask me.
The UNLV's conference. What is it? The Mountain West? What is that conference?
Boise State, Mountain West.
Okay. I know that they're not guaranteed one of the top 4 seeds, right? But I feel like there's a little bit too much weight being held by that conference because we all know that Alabama would rout UNLV and Boise State.
We do all know that, but it's the group of 5 spot. They would be, if they won, they would be the highest ranked group of 5 conference champion. They would. I see you asking about Army down there. No, because if UNLV was to win, Army's already ranked behind them. So even an Army win over Tulane wouldn't give them enough credit to jump UNLV 5 or 6 spots.
Okay, so the Mountain West, like the American Conference, is the weight? Is it weighted the same as far as
they're all the same.
go?
They're all the same. Now, if it had Army, let's just say if Army had beaten Notre Dame, then they would be sitting there undefeated, and they would be the highest ranked group of 5 team. They would probably, if they had beaten Notre Dame, they'd probably be even ranked above Boise State. Maybe. Weird. Doesn't matter. Didn't happen. But whichever group of 5 team that is a conference champion that's ranked the highest in the polls is the one that's going to get the 12, usually the 12 seed. Unless in a year like this, and crazy it's the first year, that Boise State could wind up being ranked higher than the eventual Big 12 champion. If Boise State wins, that's going to happen. Because either Arizona State or Iowa State, either of those teams win, they're not jumping Boise State's they're 5 spots behind them. If Boise State wins. But if Boise State loses, they're out.
You know what would fix this?
If we just tried to put the 12 best teams in the damn thing?
Or just have four power conferences.
I agree, man. Or just do away with the damn conferences.
Listen,
just be done with it.
You have 4 Power 4 conferences, and then you have relegated like conferences, so teams can go up and down every year. So like the Mountain West is no longer part of the college football playoff. However, the bottom teams in the 4 conferences will get relegated down to lower level, and then like soccer.
Yeah.
And then the top teams get booted up into the,
Do you know what the group of 5's record is versus the Power 4 this year?
No, what is it?
11-80. But
that's a lot of games.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I guess you have to play.
Yeah. I mean, you got to figure there's a lot of different teams, and they're playing a lot of them playing different.
So there's a big gap, is what you're saying.
There's a very large gap. Steps. What I'm saying is that no group of 5 team deserves a bye. You just simply haven't played the schedule that the Power 4 teams have played.
They should have a Notre Dame rule where
you're going. People forget that in a lot of the Mountain West and so like you're going into stadiums, and no shade at these smaller schools. So don't let me say I'm saying that. But the simple fact of the matter is your stadiums and the environments and things like that, they're not as tough a place to play.
I think you're right. They should be like Notre Dame, where the highest seed they can be is a 5 seed. And the other 4 automatically go to the top 4 conferences, which are ACC.
I think the buys of the top 4 teams in the country. We let this stupid ass committee vote on everything else.
Then you got to take away the conference championships.
I don't know that that's a bad idea, dude. I would much rather them take away the conference championships and expand this thing out to 20 teams.
I like the conference championships, and it makes more sense.
Nobody, like, it doesn't even feel like anybody.
Because it gives Clemson a chance. It gives Arizona State a chance.
But does Clemson deserve a chance
if they win the conference? Yeah.
At 9-3 with losses at home to Louisville, it got beat 34-3 by Georgia. Like, is that really one of the top 12 teams in the country?
You got to make the conference.
They're going to be playing a conference championship game now, which they got into by the grace of God because Miami just dropped the damn ball. But they're in that thing playing in a virtual home game in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is 2 hours from their campus, where it's going to be 80% orange in that damn stadium. So SMU's already at a disadvantage. Clemson won 7 of the last 9. Hey, it's not going to surprise me at all for Clemson to win this thing on Saturday. Not at all.
No, because I mean
then they're going to fall in there. They're going to be the 4 seed, and I tell you, Steps, you should be the happiest cat in the world if it works out like this. Because I would love, if I was a Notre Dame fan, to be drawing UNLV or Boise State. If it doesn't matter, because you'll get Clemson in the first round. If Clemson wins, you're probably playing Clemson in the first or second round.
Yeah.
I would have no problem with that.
I like that.
I mean, you'll be double-digit favorites in that game.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
You'll be double-digit favorites in your first 2 games.
I just want a game I want Notre Dame to play down here so I can go to the game.
Yeah.
Because isn't the Peach or the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl one of the games?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the New Year's 6 is the 4 semifinal games are 4 of them, and then I think the semifinals are the orange and the cotton. I think the other 4 are the quarterfinals.
Okay, and they rotate that.
Yeah, they'll rotate that every year and all that stuff. And then the national championship's its own thing now.
Okay.
So, but yeah, no, this is like I said, this would be a chaos theory. But seeing Arizona State right there, people are like, well, because like if SMU wins, then the ACC will be the 3 seed because Arizona State
scenario,
Arizona State or Iowa State are not jumping SMU if SMU wins. But if Clemson wins, because what the committee's told me now is that the way these teams are ranked, and so right now you've got Arizona State and Iowa State both ahead of Clemson. And even with a Clemson win, whatever team wins that game, there's no reason that should bolster Clemson's resume enough to jump another, because that would be a great win for either one of those teams.
Yeah. And then the other teams who aren't playing, they can't jump each other, which definitely makes sense.
And so that's what you're telling me there on those. So that's what the committee said at this point, which I don't necessarily believe, because I believe that resumes can get better this weekend for teams that aren't playing. Like, let's just say, for example, like an Ohio State. Like, if Penn State goes and beats Oregon, and Ohio State has the only win over Penn State there, like that instantly makes Ohio State's resume better.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Or a team like Alabama, who has a win over Georgia. Georgia goes and smacks Texas in the mouth again. Now Alabama's resume got better because they're one of Georgia, and so did Ole Miss's in that spot. So for the committee to sit and tell me that this is already decided, they can't get any better, that's what lets me know these fucking idiots don't know what they're talking about. They don't. It's ridiculous, bro. There's got to be some kind of system that ranks like, okay, you get a certain amount of points for wins versus teams that are, 0.
Sounds like BCS, because that's kind of what the BCS
is. It's going to have to be some kind of points type system that's laid out that ranks wins for what they're worth. Because defeating a 2-9 Wyoming team is not the same as beating a 7-5 Florida team. It's not.
Yeah, 100%.
So, like, that 7-5 Florida win, or a win over that team, should be worth more than a win over Wyoming. I don't care how. I'm not saying we can factor in how bad you beat them if you cover the spread, all that shit. No, if you won, you won. But this win is not worth the same amount that this win is. It's just not.
Yeah, especially Florida down the stretch, man. They're tough.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's just a lot of these wins on Boise State's schedule that are garbage, dude.
Yeah. Just don't look at the chat because Will's in there. So don't look in the chat.
I see him down there. I'm not paying no attention to him right now. But everybody wants to hang on to Boise State having the best loss in the country, a 3-point loss at number 1 Oregon in September. Everybody wants to hang on to that. That was a long time ago, folks. I really hope UNLV just beats them and we're done with it.
That would make you the happiest.
I'm a huge UNLV Rebels fan on Friday night.
I was gonna say you don't have to even wait till Saturday.
No, I'm a big fan tomorrow night. I am, because that would solve a lot of problems
for you.
I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't even be pulling for UNLV so hard in this thing tomorrow night if they weren't talking about giving Boise State a bye. I would much rather see Boise State play Notre Dame than I would see UNLV play Notre Dame. But the thought that they're even thinking about giving them a bye disgusts me.
I get that they have to do it for entertainment value. It makes a lot of money. It gets people talking. But the fact that they have like these shows week by week, like it really doesn't matter until this last one really comes out. So I don't know. That's why I don't really jump into too much of it at the very beginning.
I mean, yeah, it's going to jumble so much because, there's chaos coming. We never really answered the question about Alabama and Miami. I really do, in my heart, believe that. I know Miami's schedule was shit. I do. But I think Miami should have been ranked ahead of Alabama.
I did like the way they broke down the top, was it top 25 or top 10 matchups? I don't remember what it was.
They were talking about against top 25s or what was it? I don't remember the exacts. I think top 25s, Alabama was 3-1. Miami was 0-1. But they're being punished right there for not necessarily. It's not their fault. A lot of their schedule was conference schedule. There, I know they didn't have a very strong non-conference, all that stuff. And I'm not, like I said, I don't think Miami's a great team either. But I'm saying if we're picking between one of these two teams, I watched Alabama go on the road at Oklahoma and not score a touchdown. Get beat 24-3, smacked in the mouth. I watched you go play at Vanderbilt, give up 40 points to Vanderbilt in a game where Vanderbilt really dominated you. I know it wound up being 40-35, but Vandy was up 2 scores most of that game.
Yeah.
And so I'm not like Miami has got 2 losses by a combined 9 points. They were a beneficiary of a couple calls and stuff earlier in the season, whatever. They also got a 25-point comeback in the fourth quarter on the road in a conference game. They've got, the Hail Mary or whatever. It doesn't matter. They won that game. But they've got 2 losses by a combined 9 points, so they've got one more win than Alabama.
Do you know what the biggest problem is for Miami? Is they lost at the wrong time.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, is that you just lost at the wrong time. And it wasn't all that long ago when Alabama got whipped out in Oklahoma. People act like that was back in September. It was not. It was 3 weeks ago.
I know. But the last 2 weeks, they've looked really good.
That was the week before they played Auburn, ain't it? And they beat Auburn 28-14, who's not even going to make a bowl game. I don't know about that, how that's just looking great. It ain't like they went out and beat them 60-0. And
then last week, Milroe looked really good.
I mean, yeah, but he also may come out and throw 4 picks.
That's very true.
I'm saying it's not like they have any, literally the only reason they even got consideration is because it's Alabama.
No, you're right about that.
That's the only, any other team with that resume. Hell, you got a couple of them in Ole Miss and South Carolina, and nobody's even talking about them. No shot.
I know. Poor South Carolina. Poor Beamer. He's fighting. He's fighting. He's trying to make a case.
That's what I'm saying. Why not do away with these conference championships, expand this thing out to 20, and there we'd have it. It'd be a lot easier to get the right 20 than the right 12.
I like the conference championships.
I mean, it feels like to me they're losing luster, man.
I feel like it gives you a wild card.
I'll tell you what the committee better not do. They better not let SMU get beat this weekend and then drop them out of the playoff for Alabama. That'd be a real bad look and a real bad precedent to set.
I don't think they would do that because SMU shouldn't, even though I feel like a team playing shouldn't, even if they lose this week, they shouldn't drop below a team that's not playing. I don't know if that makes sense.
But you don't want to set the precedent that you're going to be punished for having a great season, making your conference championship, losing one game in a tough environment, and that's going to cost your season. Hell, if that's the case, why wouldn't SMU be like, no, we're not playing?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they just say, hell with it, we're not going? Hell with it. You can fine us all this shit, but if we can't drop, if we don't lose, we're not playing. We'll see y'all on the 20th. Hell with you. What? I'm seriously, why not?
I know it's flawed.
Because you want your conference championships and all that stuff, but what trophy you want in your case more? The Natty or your conference championship?
What I think is funny is up top it says Boise State.
Yeah, that was the first team I topped in long ago, bro. First one I topped in long ago. I mean, they were a cool story until they started talking about giving them a bye. I was all about it until they said they were going to give them a bye. Because I like seeing the little team. I like seeing them give them one because it does allow for some craziness to go on. Yeah. But no realm anywhere should they ever be considered for a bye over Power 4 teams that have played Power 4's conference schedules.
11-90. What was it? 11-80?
11-80.
It's wild.
Yeah. So,
jeez.
Yeah, blew my mind, dude. Bim Corey says, I feel your pain, Crick. I got pissed about the playoffs this day last week because I realized what was about to happen. And, it's really going to get funky if Penn State finds a way to win.
Yeah, it will.
Like, it could look really funky.
Or, well, if Georgia loses, it doesn't matter.
I think Georgia and Texas probably flip-flop. Take them whichever one, yeah. Probably in those spots right there. So I think this match is more and more set. I don't see a lot of scenarios that keep that from happening.
I wouldn't want to play Ohio State.
Oh, you wouldn't?
No.
At Notre Dame? Or I don't give a shit who we play. I don't care.
No, I know. I just think Ohio State is way better than what happened in that Michigan game. So I just don't want to be playing them.
They're clearly susceptible, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I don't think that you're going to see that same team, especially with extra time to prepare and stuff.
So, but that's looking more and more like what it's going to be right there. I don't necessarily see a scenario that pushes it. I mean, I think Notre Dame's going to be in the 5 seed. I mean, you're already ranked above that. So, unless Oregon was to lose.
And I could see the people who complain about Notre Dame. I mean, outside of just having one loss, I mean, their resumes, if they didn't beat everybody by 30, their resume wouldn't be that impressive.
Who'd you say?
Notre Dame.
Doesn't matter. You did. There's
I know. That's what I'm saying. You did.
There's something to say about teams that people talk about schedule and stuff like that. That's the thing with Miami. Miami beat a lot of those teams really bad. And there's something to say when you beat high school teams like they're high school teams. There's something to say about that. It means you're a pretty good football team. Yes, Will, I know they lost to Northern Illinois. I know that.
Cue up Page. And they caught Georgia Tech without Haynes King too.
Well, play the game.
I know. I mean, you can't control that, but this could be one of those years where they get stomped and everybody says, "Oh, see, they didn't even deserve to be in." And I think that they wouldn't have. The USC game does concern me a little bit because that's pretty much the most talented. Well, it was the most talented team they played all year, despite their record being 6-5. As far as who they were playing against, the athletic ability and whatnot, and I think that USC quarterback is a game changer for them. I think he's going to be good.
And don't get it twisted, man. Like USC got a lot of athletes. There's a lot of 4 and 5 stars throughout that.
No, I know. That's
ain't
what
like Lincoln Riley's got a bare cupboard or anything.
And they had a fourth quarter lead in every game this year, which is crazy.
That is crazy. That is absolutely nuts, man. You're that close to being right here in this talk. Here you go.
Yeah, they could have been undefeated.
You got some tickle bitties and you don't know how to swing? Well, I'm here to help you. Next, you want to tuck your right arm and lay your left arm on top of that mommy milker. Bombs away?
We better just move past the
what makes everybody why is it a foregone conclusion that Alabama is one of the best 12 teams in the fucking country? What have y'all seen? How much Alabama football have y'all actually fucking watched this year? Because what tells you that team is just heads and shoulders better than these other teams that they're comparing them to? They're fucking not. Period. They're not. You go on you have a game you didn't score a fucking touchdown in against a team that is 6 wins and barely made a fucking bowl game. You got another team
and you
that's
lost
got
to
6 wins and you let them score 40 on you. It's Vanderbilt. They can't recruit like you do. And you let them score 40. Give me a break. Give me a break.
Go Big Orange.
Absolutely go Big Orange. It just blows my mind. There's just people lobbying for fucking Alabama.
Roll Tide.
God. I'll tell you what. I hope they put them in there. Put them in there. Put them motherfuckers in there, please.
I hope they get the 9 seed and Tennessee gets the 8 seed.
Oh, I'd love that shit too. Bring them on back up to Knox Vegas. We'll take them on again. I promise you. We're ready to play anybody. Heupel said the other day, they asked him about it. They said, what do you think about you're probably not going to be host a playoff game? He said, we don't care. If you come into this thing with a mentality of that's not anybody, anytime, anywhere, you're just here for a cup of coffee.
No, you're right about that. Because listen, if you want to get to the end game, you're going to have to beat some people. So don't try to look at it as, oh, this is the easy route. I mean, you're going to have to.
You got to beat
somebody. Yep.
You have to beat a dude to get past them. And head-to-head only matters if the resumes are the same, Will. Georgia and Alabama's resume is not the fucking same.
What Ric Flair used to say, you got to beat the man. You got to be the man, you got to beat the man.
Yeah, that's what people don't understand. Everybody wants to pull this head-to-head with Alabama over Georgia out. Their resumes aren't the same. Alabama has 1 more regular season loss, and their 2 losses are way worse than Georgia's. They got 2 losses to 6-win teams. Georgia doesn't have that. God damn, it blows my mind.
Do you know what else Flair used to say? He used to say, oldest ride, longest line.
We love Ric Flair.
Woo!
Love Ric Flair.
That guy's an alcoholic.
Absolutely, bro. How can he not be? Well, let's look at these lines real quick. I know we gotta wrap this thing up here soon because you got to get to your niece's thing. So let's get over here and look at some college football lines for this weekend and see what we're thinking about on Friday night there. Conference USA Championship, Western Kentucky at Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State minus 4.5 in this one. Total of 57.5 there. You got anything you like in that one? That's one of your games.
No. Dude, I'm just torn on all these matchups. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do on any of them. I did put in Patriot gave that parlay out the other day. I did put that in. It was Arizona State, Georgia. Shit, I forget who else was in it. SMU and Oregon. Plus 1,000. I did take that. That's all I got right now. That's all I got right now. Might have to hop on the UNLV train with you though.
I'm doing that with my heart. You should know that.
I know.
I'm 100% betting that UNLV money line with my heart and just hoping I can celebrate the shit out of it.
You know what William will do? He's going to be the biggest Boise State fan there is.
God, I hope UNLV just solves this problem for us. Go Rebs. I thought I loved Tulane. The line moved out to 6 real quick. Then went back down to 4.5. It's just kind of stuck there. I still think I like Tulane, though.
Yeah.
They played real bad last week.
Army. I know they had a good record. I know they had some good wins, but I watched them play Notre Dame.
It's a good football team, man. It's just kind of like if you'd have told Army at the beginning of the year they were going to go, what, 10-2 or whatever they are?
Mm-hmm. They take that every year.
They'd have been like, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah, them and Navy.
Absolutely.
Good for them. Good 100%. For them both.
These people got more important shit to do, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I like Tulane, man. I'm gonna stick with the Green Wave. If it moved back down closer to 3, I might be scared of it. But since it moved out to 6, I think a bunch of people probably just jumped on Army. You've probably been okay at Tulane -6.
Yeah, anything under a touchdown.
So yeah, I'm gonna wind up on the Green Wave in that one. Iowa State and Arizona State. I think I'm on Arizona State in this one. They run the football really. They run the football really well with old Scatabo out there. That offensive line got an experienced offensive line. And Iowa State, they got one of the best pass defenses in the whole country, but they have struggled against the run game this year. And I think Arizona State's going to dice them up in that run game, man.
And Arizona State's been a covering machine.
They have been. Like I said, I think that Iowa State's kind of here, which always kind of scares me, man, because I feel like you might be like a team of destiny or something because they got here by the grace of God. I thought it was all over but the crying for them when they lost 2 out of 3 or whatever there. And then they just came back from the dead, and all of a sudden they got a spot and a shot.
Yeah, it's interesting that these are the 2 teams you get in that championship game.
Yeah, nobody's talking. Well, Arizona State was picked dead last in preseason by everybody. Everybody said Arizona State going to finish dead ass last. They said
it was supposed to be Colorado, BYU.
Yeah. Or Kansas State. No, it was actually supposed to be like Kansas Oklahoma State and Kansas State.
Dude, oh yes, at the beginning of the year, Oklahoma State, man, they got 52-0 in their last game.
They didn't win a conference game, Steve. They went 0-9 in the Big 12. They should fire everybody. Did you see they gave their quarterback an 8th year eligibility?
Oh my goodness!
Since he played so well this year.
Yeah, exactly.
They shouldn't let anybody come back to Stillwater, Oklahoma after the season they had.
Mike Gundy should be fired for that season.
Everybody should be fired.
But that's unacceptable.
Everybody should be fired. Nobody should get to go back to Oklahoma State next year. Nobody. But yeah, I think I'm on Arizona State on that one. I do. I think Scatabo is going to have another big game. And they probably, I don't know that I love the total's gone down. And it was like 51.5 the other day. It's gone down to 49.5. But I think because you'll see Arizona State try to control the run game, line of scrimmage and all that, it will shorten the game up some. You'll see more sustained drives and things like that. And I think that Arizona State secondary will be able to create some problems for Rocco Becht. He has been susceptible to turning the ball over this year.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I like Arizona State there. That's a lean for me right now. I didn't have it. I didn't have a lean going into this, so
we're getting somewhere. Then progress.
We're getting somewhere.
Georgia and Texas. How you feeling, man? I can't not take this line. Did the same thing last time when they played down at Texas. It kept going out in favor of Texas. Kept going out. That's why I just jumped on them at minus like 4.5 or something, and it was never even. Georgia was up 23-0 at the half.
I feel like I should be taking like some first quarter unders and first half unders for Georgia.
I'll tell you the keys for both of these teams is going to be whoever can get started fast in this game.
Yeah.
Both these teams struggle playing from behind.
I mean, it's almost like Georgia has to like get down 2 or 3 scores before they wake up in these big games.
Well, you look at a game like Ole Miss, they never recovered. Alabama, I know they wound up coming back, but it was just too little too late in that one. But Texas, when Georgia jumped on them down there, it's too little too late for them too. Man, it's hard to come back on these teams. You spot these teams a 2-touchdown lead, it's going to be real tough to come back, especially with the way they can run the football.
Yeah. I think Texas will be definitely I mean, I don't want to say motivated because they're going to be motivated either way, but I mean, I think they have it in the back of their mind what happened earlier this year.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, yeah, hell, it wasn't just October. Wasn't all that long ago. I mean, it's got to be pretty fresh on your mind right there. But just remember that one was played down in Austin too. They took that home crowd out of it quick. It's going to be a lot of red and black in that thing on Saturday afternoon.
That's when Sarkisian was like going back and forth between the quarterbacks too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and they're going to have to be able to. That was the thing. When Texas got behind before, they wound up, they like to run the football. They like to be able to, they got a big offensive line and all that stuff. When they got behind before, they had to throw that ball 49 times in that game, man. Quinn Ewers got sacked 5 times. Arch Manning got sacked 2 times. You got to be able to protect those guys and be able to make them comfortable in the pocket. And if they know you're in obvious passing situations, Georgia just pins their ears back and goes after them.
Yeah. I just think Texas is in a different spot than they were this first matchup. They still have the same quarterback. Quinn Ewers is starting. But at that point in time, he was coming back from injury, wasn't he? And there was still some controversy between him and Manning. Not necessarily that there was going to,
it was maybe not controversy in their locker room, but with the media and stuff.
Yeah, there was some doubt as to, why Manning didn't carry it out and whatnot. But as Sarkisian said, Ewers has always been the guy. Like you told me on Tuesday, this is his shot at Texas, and next year it'll be Manning's turn. And that's why Manning, is probably satisfied playing the backup role right now, and he's still getting, they have the package for him now after they saw he could run the football and stuff. He's a good change of pace for him to Ewers. But hey, Ewers, it's time to either win or go home, buddy. You were a first round, wasn't he projected to be first round pick?
He was up there. I mean, he's always been in the conversation when he was supposed to come out. But Arch can rest assured knowing if they win a national championship, he had a big part in it.
Oh yeah, I mean,
it feels a lot like that damn Florida team back in 2006 with Chris Leak and Tim Tebow.
Yeah, that was a good team.
They won a natty.
And you still don't remember Danny Werfel rotating at quarterback.
Danny, what'd you say?
Steve Spurrier. Remember you said you don't remember. Remember when they were 2 quarterback system back in the day?
I don't remember him ever rotating. Danny Werfel won the Heisman.
That was after, but like at the beginning of his career that he rotated quarterbacks.
Oh, maybe. I don't remember that. I was a young buck then. You are a little bit older than me, sir.
I don't remember who it was. It might have been did Brad Johnson go to Florida? Or Johnson? Somebody Johnson. I don't know.
Probably. There's probably several Johnsons that went to Florida at some
B.
point.
McCormick, help us out. Look it up.
What about C. Hutch says Boise will be at UNLV and then beat their next 2 games. I'm not sure what you're saying there, sir. I hope they lose this game. Then I don't care who they play in their next one because it won't matter.
What time is that Penn State Oregon kickoff? 8
o'clock. Prime time. And them and the Big Ten Championship and the ACC Championship will be kicking off at the same time.
That feels like a really good game going into it, but if Oregon blows Penn State out, it wouldn't surprise me.
Okay. If Oregon does blow Penn State out, beats them like a drum, just not even close. I mean, we're talking 49-7.
I don't think that'll happen, but
if crazier things have happened, Steps.
Yes.
If that happens, how far does Penn State drop?
They're still in the playoffs.
If any of these teams, if Georgia does it to Texas again, if Georgia just controls the whole game, just beat Texas like a drum, how far do they drop?
I don't know because we've never had this scenario.
I know we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see how much this committee, which I mean, they don't even know what they want and it changes from week to week. But we're gonna have to see how much they value these conference games. Like
they should just put you and AK on the committee.
We could do a better job.
You and AK and Will can be the guy who goes on TV.
I don't agree to work on Will with anything involving the college football playoff. I absolutely will not work with him on anything involving that.
Oh, that's funny.
So, Clemson SMU, the line's gone down a half point to SMU -2. I'll be honest. I think in that Oregon game, I think they're gonna handle business that one. This one right here is more of a toss up for me. I really think Clemson has this weird advantage because they've played in this stadium so many times, dude. They know what it's like. It is a different feel. It's been a great season for SMU, and I hope SMU comes out and handles business. But they're still kids, man.
No, I know exactly. But then you got to think they played in their conference championship last year, so They've been in a championship game before.
No, I understand that.
Conference
I
plays.
understand that, but I'm just saying, like, going, yeah, it's not like they don't know how to win in those spots.
Clemson's very familiar with the spot, and especially the fact that what's on the line. There's
and
a college.
And that stadium is literally like just another home. It's 2 hours from their campus. They're used to playing there. They're familiar with all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
SMU's like the redheaded stepchild.
It feels like a lot tougher spot for SMU, man. Especially Clemson's a big body team, man. Bunch of big dudes. There's some future NFL talent out there on that team.
It goes back to like USC. Even though it doesn't matter what Clemson's record is, they have talent on that roster.
There's 4 and 5 stars there, bro.
They have more talent on that roster than SMU does.
At one top to bottom, I mean, yeah. Judging by all these professional people that rank these guys and all this stuff and tell us who's supposed to be what and how their whole future is supposed to be determined. If you go by all that on paper, Clemson's team is much better than SMU's.
Yeah.
Clearly, that doesn't always translate to the field because the records are what they are. But
got to play the games.
That's right. I hope SMU just handles business in that thing, man. But
I agree.
We'll see. We'll talk more. We'll do Crick's Corner tomorrow afternoon, and we'll talk more college football, and I'll let y'all know exactly. I'll have Crick's picks out tomorrow. And all that, we'll let y'all know exactly what I am on for this weekend, sir. But we're going to get you out of here, Steps. We're going to have to cut it a little short tonight, y'all. Steps got a little activity you got to go to. Go see the niece's artwork and stuff, man. It's exciting.
Yep. So we'll see. Maybe I'm going to have to come off heavy pockets here, maybe $5 or $6. It's like a little silent auction thing where you just bid on stuff. I don't know. There's a cakewalk too. You ever done one of them? You ever done a cakewalk?
Love a cakewalk, bro.
That's right, baby.
I love me a good cakewalk now. That's right. That's right. Let's go, bro. That'll be good cakes too, man.
Yeah.
I do have one hockey play I like tonight, man. I'm on the Hurricanes on the puck line, -1.5 plus 155 at home against the Avalanche.
That would make sense after the last game, only scoring 2.
Yep. Avalanche still got a couple forwards banged up too, man. Some guys are going to miss tonight. So a little short-handed there for Colorado. I do think Colorado is going to be a team to be reckoned with later in the season. But right now, after that game the other night, the big comeback up in Buffalo, it feels like a tough spot for them down there. For a Hurricanes team, has been playing really well early on.
Colorado's definitely in a better spot now than they were at the beginning of the year.
Oh, yeah. They'll continue to get better. I'm telling you, that's the team's going to make the playoffs, man. They're going to have something to say about it, and that's going to be a tough out come Stanley Cup playoff times.
Wonder if I don't have time to look, but wonder if they're what their odds are like to make the playoffs or win the division or whatever.
Let's see here.
Because we know they're going to be good at if they get healthy. That they wouldn't have a problem making playoffs.
Yeah, they are still. Let's see here. They are. Oh, see, they're still -425 to make the playoffs.
Jesus.
So, yeah, everybody they knows we ain't all that sharp just yet, man.
No, they know. What's up.
You can bet them +1200. Let me see, they're only +1200 to win the whole damn thing. So
I'm good on that.
Yeah, better leave that one alone right now. So, well, tell them what you're on tonight, man. Where they can find you and all that stuff.
Under, I'm on the under tonight. I like Jamison Williams to score a touchdown. I also like Christian Watson's receiving yards over. You can find me on X at heavy_steps and on the Action app as well.
You can find me over at sportspicks.logos.com where we got the great Robert Barnes making the official picks. Got a great community. You can post your own picks, videos, things like that, and we'll interact back with you. You can also find me on X at Cricket1414. Cricket is spelled with 2 T's. And tonight I am on the under in the NFL game, and I'm on the Packers money line. I like Christian Watson over 3.5 receptions at +120. And then on the NHL, I like the Hurricanes -1.5 against the Avalanche +155, sir. Well, when you going to be back with us, man? Sunday? You got to work next couple days?
Sunday. Yep. I'll be back Sunday.
All right, man. We'll be back with y'all bright and early in the morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time for your Sports Morning Espresso Shot. Then I'll see y'all tomorrow afternoon around 1 p.m. Eastern for Crick's Corner. But you and your beautiful family stay safe out there. Good luck in all of your wagers this evening. And until next time, good luck.
Good gambling.
And game on.